Hey everybody, it's Dean again, and today we're going to be doing my power rankings for week 1 of the 2022 NFL season. I actually didn't do a power rankings, at least upload it before the season started. So we're starting off here, and that's okay. I just want to say it would be really appreciated if you guys would like and subscribe. It helps out the channel, it helps it grow, and I hope to have it grow so much more than where it's at. Anyway, let's get started. Start us off, I have the first 8 teams, and the first 8 are the Bills, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Vikings, the Bucks, the Ravens, the Eagles, and the Bengals in that order. I don't think there's many surprises here. The Bills are, as of right now, clearly, in my opinion, the best team in football. Chiefs and Chargers are close behind them. I think the Vikings are the best team in the NFC, not just the NFC North. The Bucks are good, though they looked a little slow offensively against the Dallas Cowboys. Ravens look good this weekend, as I projected them to, and I think they're going to continue to get better throughout the season. I think they're going to be a powerhouse. Eagles looked good against a better-than-people-think Lions team, but giving up 35 points to them and a lot of rushing yards was a little bit worrying. And Bengals-wise, we all saw what happened. 5 turnovers, 4 interceptions from Joe Burrow. I think these are things that will be fixed, but I'm not super high on them, so I do think they will fall as the weeks go on. Next, we got the Packers, the Dolphins, the Saints, the Rams, the 49ers, the Raiders, the Steelers, and the Broncos. Starting off with the Packers, I wouldn't overreact too much about what we saw on Sunday. The Packers came out last year and lost 38-3 to the Saints, and they ended up becoming the number 1 team in the NFC. Now, I don't think that happens this year. I do think the Vikings do win that division, but the Packers will get better as the year goes on. That young receiving core is going to get better, and that defense is already stellar. The Dolphins looked really good against the Patriots, especially defensively. Offensively, the team still needs work, but it was very promising. The Saints didn't look good for a little bit there. They were losing pretty badly to the Falcons, but they rallied late, and this is still a phenomenal defense that I think was just a little bit surprised by the firepower that Atlanta had. And the Rams they didn't look very good on Thursday night when they played the Bills, the best team in football, and that's a number 1 defense that the Bills had, but the offensive line didn't look good for the Rams. I thought Matthew Stafford didn't look good. Cooper Kupp looked like he was the only guy trying out there. So I do expect the Rams to fall as the season goes on, but I will keep them here for now. 49ers lost to one of the worst teams in football, the Bears. Congrats to the Bears, by the way. They looked better than them. I understand they were in a pool of water, but still, I think it's just a better team overall that should have no business losing to the Bears. The Raiders, they looked okay. They only lost by 4 points, and they had, 3 turnovers, so good for them at least, but I wasn't inspired by the play calling. Derek Carr did not look comfortable behind that offensive line. They lost to one of the best teams in football, but I didn't come away overly impressed by the Raiders. The Steelers, on the other hand, I love what they did defensively. I think the offense is a little shaky with Mitch Trubisky at quarterback, but I'd ride him a couple more weeks. I'd love to put the Steelers higher, but when you forced 5 turnovers and you had to go to overtime and win in the last seconds, that's not the greatest thing in the world, in my opinion. That's a game that you should have dominated, and that's not what happened. Now, the Broncos, man, I've said before the season started, I don't like Nathaniel Hackett hire, and I don't like how he called that game. Why you don't go for it on 4th down with your $250 million quarterback is beyond me. The Seahawks beat them, one of the not-so-good teams in football, and I'm just worried about what the AFC West is going to do to them. I'm not too high on them, but I don't think I can put them any lower than 16. Next, we got the Browns, the Colts, the Commanders, the Cardinals, the Titans, the Lions, the Patriots, and the Seahawks. Now, the Browns beat a bad Panthers team, but they had Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. That's a detriment, I promise you, and, they were stable to run the ball. The defense looked okay. They kind of broke down at the end of the game. They'll for sure, of course, get better when, unfortunately, Deshaun Watson gets on the field, but that, again, isn't going to be for 11 games, so I expect them to stay about this range. The Colts, on the other hand, did not look good. They were playing a bad Texans team, and they ended up getting a tie. This is their division to lose, and, I was not inspired by what I saw on Sunday. The Commanders, on the other hand, I thought the Commanders looked great. I wasn't high on them. I would have had them probably in the 24 range, but after what I saw against the Jaguars, what I saw from Carson Wentz, what I saw from that defense and the players they have, you know what? I'm starting to like what they got. I think they have a chance to rise as the season goes on. Cardinals looked bad against the second best team in football, and I expect the Cardinals to actually go lower. I don't know if the Cardinals are that much better than the Seahawks, so I wouldn't be surprised if they switch spots next week. I'm be completely honest with you. And the Titans, they disappointed to say the least, and that's with Ryan Tannehill playing well. You know, could they have won the game if they had a better kicker? Yes, but they should never have been that close to the Giants, despite Saquon Barkley's resurgence. It was disappointing. It was just disappointing. Detroit, I mean, if I'm a Detroit fan, I'm coming away from the game happy as hell. You played one of the best teams in football. You played them to the last second. You lost by 3 points. That offense looks good. Jared Goff had a worse game than I thought he would, but that is a good Eagles defense that you put 35 points on. Receivers look good. DeAndre Swift looked good. Offensive line looked good. I'd be happy if I was Detroit. You guys are probably going to rise as the season goes. Patriots did not look good. That offense, I'm not sure what they're doing. The defense played worse than I even thought they would as a Dolphins fan. I'm not really sure what's going on over there in New England. Seahawks, man. Let Geno cook. I loved what I saw from the Seahawks. I think this is going to be a competitive team in the NFL this year. I think Geno Smith's going to be an above-average quarterback. I'm really excited if I'm a Seahawks fan. You know, you did things that, Russell Wilson's deep ball guy, he wasn't much more hitting over the middle, and that's exactly what Geno Smith did. I'm not saying he's better than Russell by any stretch of the imagination, but at the end of the day, I'm happy to be a Seahawks fan right now. Next, we have the bottom 8 teams in football: the Giants, the Texans, the Bears, Carolina, the Jaguars, the Cowboys, the Falcons, and the Jets. Now, a lot of these teams did impress me on Sunday. It's just going to take a couple weeks for them to warrant moving them up some. First, we got the Giants, who beat the Titans, and the Titans had a chance to win at the end of the game, but I thought the Giants looked better than I would even expect. Saquon Barkley looked phenomenal out there. The Texans tied with the Colts, the clear front runners for the AFC South, at least I thought. And they looked good while doing it. The defense looked all right until, the end of the game. Davis Mills looked phenomenal in my opinion, and O.J. Howard was a good pickup for him. The Bears beat the 49ers in a rain-filled, Soldier Field. And I thought Justin Fields actually looked really good in that environment. I'm feeling pretty nice if I'm a Bears fan right now. I don't think you guys are going to be super impressive this season, but I think you guys will beat my expectations. I really do. Panthers, start of the game, Baker Mayfield did not look good. Baker Mayfield was cementing the fact that he should not be the Browns quarterback, and then he picked it up at the end of the game. They still lost to the Browns in the final seconds. A Jacoby Brissett-led Browns team, which isn't impressive to me. I'd almost want to put them lower, but I do think they'd beat the bottom teams at the moment. And that's debatable about the Jaguars, who put up a good fight against what looks to be a good Commanders team. Trevor Lawrence looked all right. I actually thought he missed on a couple throws that I would never imagine him missing on. He threw that late game interception that sealed the deal. Overall, I thought the Jags would win that game, and they didn't. And I don't expect them to sit at 29 for the rest of the year, but I can't move them up. Not after that. Next, we got the Cowboys, who might be higher than other people's, but after what I saw on Sunday night and after Dak Prescott getting injured as well as their safety getting injured, I'm not optimistic. I think this team is in the number 1 pick watch at the moment. I still do think they'd beat teams like the Falcons and the Jets, who the Falcons looked good for the first half of football on Sunday and then crumbled at the end of the game again. So, I wanted to put them higher, but I couldn't after fumbling it in the last half of that game. And the Jets, the Jets were the Jets. They played a good Baltimore team. They are missing their starting quarterback. I'm not worried about it. If I'm a Jets fan, I'm not too worried about it at all. I do think the Jets will move up as the season goes on, but as of right now, I don't think that team beats anyone in football. Other than maybe the Cowboys, because the Cowboys did not look good, but I'm not ready to put them down at the end due to them having some high end talent. So there you go. That's my list as of week 1. There are some teams that I truly do expect to rise up the ranks, like the Lions, like the Jets, teams like the Bears. I really do, but I just can't do it at the moment. It's week 1. I can't overreact just yet. And it's the same thing for teams that I think will fall, just like the Cardinals, just like teams like the Bengals. The NFL is full of parity, and I'm just so excited that it's back and so excited to watch the rest of this season play out with all you guys. Again, it would be so important for you guys to like and subscribe and have this channel grow. I love doing this, and I hope you guys love watching. That's all I've got for the day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm going to have Power Rankings weekly, who went up, who moved down. I'm going to try and have another video out this week, but I'm not too sure. Anyways, I hope you all have a phenomenal day. Goodbye.